Ever wondered how the city looks from a different perspective? How about from a wheelchair? Welcome, dear listeners. Today, we embark on a journey that might change the way we see our bustling cities. We'll spend the day navigating through the concrete jungle, not on foot or behind the wheel of a car, but in a wheelchair. Picture a city, any city. The skyscrapers reaching for the clouds, the constant hum of traffic, the vibrant energy that fills the air. Now, imagine experiencing all of this from a different vantage point, a viewpoint that's approximately 4 feet from the ground. Think about it. The vast cityscape, the towering buildings, the sprawling parks, all viewed from a height that's roughly half of what most of us are accustomed to. It's a perspective that many of us seldom consider, yet it offers a unique and valuable insight into the urban landscapes we inhabit. But why is this perspective important? Well, it's simple. We live in a diverse world, and our cities should reflect that. Our urban environments should be accessible and inclusive to everyone, regardless of their mode of transport. In a world where we champion diversity and inclusivity, our cities should be no exception. The importance of accessible and inclusive city design cannot be overstated. It's about more than just installing ramps or elevators. It's about creating an environment that doesn't just accommodate, but actively welcomes all its citizens. It's about acknowledging the different ways people experience the world and designing our cities to reflect that. So, as we journey through the city today, we'll explore not just the physical landscape, but also the social and cultural one. We'll examine how our cities are designed, and perhaps more importantly, who they are designed for. We'll challenge the norms and push the boundaries of what we consider to be accessible and inclusive. Let's delve into a day of navigating the city in a wheelchair, shall we? Every day starts with a morning routine, and for a wheelchair user, it's no different. There's something special about the start of a new day. For many of us, it begins with the simple act of getting out of bed. As a wheelchair user, this might involve some extra steps, but the essence remains the same. Next comes breakfast, the most important meal of the day. A hearty meal, maybe some eggs and toast, a bowl of cereal, or a smoothie, fuels us up for the day's adventures. The table might be a little lower, the chair a bit different, but the joy of a good meal is universal. Then, it's time to prepare for the day, checking the weather, packing the essentials, and getting ready to embrace whatever the day brings. It might look a little different, but the spirit is the same. With our day started, it's time to head out. Now let's hit the road and experience the daily commute in a wheelchair. Imagine a city waking up to the rhythm of life, the streets buzzing with the early morning rush. Our journey begins from a humble abode nestled in the heart of this urban jungle, a sanctuary, before we step out to face the world. As we roll out onto the sidewalk, we find ourselves amidst the hustle and bustle of everyday life. The city, with its towering skyscrapers and weaving roads, beckons us forward. But it's not all smooth sailing. The uneven pavements present the first hurdle of the day. Each crack and crevice is a mountain to be conquered, a testament to the spirit of resilience. Next, we encounter the public transportation system, a lifeline for city dwellers. However, it's not always accessible for everyone. Bus ramps that don't always work, subway stations without elevators, taxis that can't accommodate a wheelchair, these are the realities we face. But we navigate through it with grace and patience, each moment a lesson in adaptation and perseverance. Then there's the crowd, a sea of people moving in all directions. It's like participating in a dance where everyone knows the steps except you. It's easy to feel lost amidst the hurried footsteps, but we find our rhythm, our unique dance. We weave through the crowd, making our way, asserting our space. The daily commute, though challenging, is also an opportunity. It's a chance to interact with the world, to be part of the tapestry of city life. Each obstacle is a reminder of the barriers we need to break down, the changes we need to push for. But it's also an affirmation of our strength, our ability to adapt and overcome. We might be navigating the city in a wheelchair, but we're not just passengers, we're drivers. We're not just observers, we're participants. We're not just living in the city, we're shaping it. The daily commute can be challenging, but it's part of the experience. Public spaces should be for everyone, right? But are they really? Picture this. It's a sunny day and you decide to visit your favorite park. Lush greenery, the sound of birds chirping, children's laughter. It's a slice of paradise in the concrete jungle. But here's the catch. The path is gravel, not very wheelchair friendly. You see, accessibility isn't just about ramps and elevators, but also about surfaces and pathways. Now, let's shift gears and navigate to a different type of public space: restaurants. These bustling hubs of culinary delights can present their own unique challenges, from narrow aisles that are difficult to maneuver through to high counters that are out of reach. But it's not all gloom and doom. Many restaurants are making efforts to be more inclusive. Lowered counters, spacious interiors, and staff trained to assist can turn dining out from a challenge into an enjoyable experience. And what about shopping centers? The joy of retail therapy. Wide aisles, accessible fitting rooms, and elevators are often a given in these modern-day marketplaces. But let's not forget about the checkout counters. Are they low enough? Can you reach the card machine comfortably? Again, accessibility is in the details. But this isn't just about pointing out the challenges. It's also about celebrating the wins. The park with the smooth paths and accessible restrooms, the restaurant with the helpful staff and accommodating layout, or the shopping center with the thoughtful design. These are the places that get it right, and they set the bar for others to follow. So, public spaces, they're a bit of a mixed bag, aren't they? From parks to restaurants to shopping centers, each presents its own set of challenges and victories. But here's the thing, these challenges aren't insurmountable. With thought, understanding, and a commitment to inclusion, we can make public spaces truly public, accessible to everyone. Navigating public spaces can be a mixed bag, but it's all part of the city life. Every day brings both triumphs and challenges. Let's reflect on ours. In the great symphony of life, each day carries a unique melody. It's a composition of highs and lows, of resilience and of adaptability. There's a rhythm to living in the city, a beat that we dance to, whether we're on foot or on wheels. The highlights of our day might seem ordinary to some, but to us, they are victories. The ease of a ramp perfectly angled, the freedom of a sidewalk without cracks, the joy of an elevator working just right. These are our triumphs, and they're worth celebrating. But let's not gloss over the low points. They're just as important in shaping our experience. The frustration of a broken lift, the anxiety of a crowded bus, the disappointment of an inaccessible store. These challenges are very real, and they test our resilience daily. But here's the thing about resilience. It's not about never falling. It's about getting back up every single time, so we adapt. We find new routes, create solutions, and keep moving forward. We carry the strength of our experiences, not as a burden, but as a testament to our determination. Now imagine if we all took a moment to consider the accessibility of our environments. What if every architect, every city planner, every store owner took into account the diverse needs of all city dwellers? The world would be a more inclusive place, wouldn't it? This is not just about making physical spaces accessible. It's about shifting our mindset, recognizing that everyone has a right to navigate the city in their own way. It's about fostering empathy, understanding, and respect for each other's journeys. So, as we reflect on our day, let's not just focus on the triumphs and challenges we face as wheelchair users. Let's also think about how we can make our cities more accessible and inclusive for everyone. Every day is a new journey filled with triumphs and challenges, but remember, the city is for all of us. As the day comes to a close, let's reflect on our journey. We've experienced the city from a new perspective, navigated through its bustling streets, and witnessed firsthand the triumphs and challenges that come with maneuvering a wheelchair in an urban environment. Today's journey wasn't just about the destinations we reached, it was about the path we took to get there. Each bump in the sidewalk, each inaccessible building, each helpful passerby, they all tell a story. A story of a city that's trying, but still has a way to go in terms of accessibility. This is a conversation about more than just wheelchairs and ramps. It's about understanding, empathy, and progress. It's about making our cities more inclusive for everyone. So let's continue this conversation. Share this video, discuss it with your friends, and together, let's raise awareness about the importance of accessibility. Remember, understanding is the first step towards change. Thanks for joining us on this journey.